let's start mixing it up with some mixer defenses. This might be a bit of a controversial take, but I kind of want to start with, I guess, what you would consider to be like a medium difficulty one. I don't know, the game probably has it organized like that, but I guess you're probably supposed to start with the ants. I think that's what I said I was going to start. They're like over here. Somewhere over here by the ants, and then there's like there's a haze one over here, and there's a hedge one over here. Like, sure, I get it. Those are all probably technically easier, if only because antlions are technically more difficult than the stuff you're going to be fighting at those mixers. But I've personally found this one to be kinda on the easier side, especially since they're weak to, the salt mace, and that's all you're fighting. This one just, and I might wait till the sun goes down actually, because I don't want to cook while I'm doing this. Ugh. But I figured I'll start with this one first because it's got, just one enemy type, and it's got the highest chance to need to be repeated, entirely because of bad luck. So, I guess I'll see when the sun actually officially drops. I'm still cooking, and then we can actually get this started. Alright. Moving on. Whew. Alright, and that, yeah, maxed out guard dog is our last super mixer. So, that's all the mixers. Last defense we got now, Java-matic. Are all set to kick off the finale. You ready, Wendell?
What's on your mind?
Alright, never mind. Alright, as we're sliding over to the Java-matic here, I think I got a little ahead of myself, and I mentioned, like, the whole final defense thing. Strictly speaking, I don't know, like, as far as, like, the story stuff is concerned, I don't know yet that there is a defense that needs to be made. Currently, we're just working with Wendell, trying to get the final ingredient to getting bigger so that we can go home, all sorted out. But, yeah, this is the Java-matic, and this is what it's actually meant for. I'm sure you noticed before that while it is a Java-matic and it is a coffee-making machine, it is definitely, let's say, customized in a way that has certainly voided the warranty. Alright. There we go. Give me my science. And
Science is out of control.
I don't remember making the thing. Apparently I did.
The embiggening cell is in place. We're almost ready to commence brewing.
Oh, right, yeah, never mind, okay. I thought I had to, like, make it ahead of time and then come over here, but yeah, I have to actually dump the ingredients into a thing, which I actually don't need my stairs for. I was gonna climb up my stairs, but I forgot. This is here. I think I'm actually missing some stuff, because I need a couple of things, right? Oh gosh, we're missing a lot of stuff. Okay. Stand by. Alright, so here is all of the stuff.
The mixture seems right. Well done. Perhaps you could get a job at the Kitten Jet as a barista. Assuming all goes to plan, of course.
Of course.
And you're old enough to comply with any labor laws.
That is also important, yes. Here we go.
It looks like there are still a few bugs left in the system. We'll
Bugs,
need
you
to
say?
get down there and repair those mixer modules.
This is the best ever! Woohoo!
So this isn't like the final defense yet. This is sort of like acknowledging that we're going to need a defense. Because you can't run the Java-matic, and these guys are just trying to beat up all the stuff. But okay, yeah. Similar to the mixers, I won't be able to repair... I don't think I'll be able to repair them while the defense thing is going. So we're going to have to basically build up... I guess I'll explain when we do it, but you can already kind of see what's going to happen.
We should go over the brewing process.
Yeah.
Look at the state of this. Trudy's Java-matic. Oh, the warranty will be voided for sure.
Yeah, you did that already.
Subterfuge, reckless destruction of apparatus, the complete lack of respect for another person's science.
Yeah.
This all reeks of schmecter.
So, like, we already technically took care of them, and I think it's still... It doesn't really, like... I don't consider Wendell mentioning Schmecter after we've beaten Schmecter, the boss fight, as, like, a sequence-breaking type of thing, because we didn't actually fight Schmecter. We fought, like, a robot he was piloting, so he's probably also still reasonably piloting all the little bugs that we're fighting. So I think this is technically fine.
I must warn you, the fusion process for the embiggening cocktail is quite loud. It will continue to draw attention from the director's little army. And it will take some time to brew, I'm afraid. We'll need to defend those mixer modules for as long as it takes. If the orcs destroy them, they'll take down the entire system.
Then we should build some defenses.
A prudent suggestion. Strong enough defensive structures around the Java-matic's weak points could buy us the time we need. I have a storage facility not far from here that should be of use in this endeavor. I'll mark its location on your scabby. This might take a bit longer to get you home, but safety first, as I always say.
Is that what you always say, Wendell?
For science!
Alright, yeah, so we have, unlocked the secret little storage facility. I don't know if I actually showed the door to this. You could see the door to it, but you just had no access to it before. Just straight under here. Now, I had intentionally tried... Yeah, previously I did try to clear out my inventory a bit, but I may not have enough space. So what I also did was bring the materials, build a large chest so that I can just store stuff and take it where I need to, because there's going to be a lot of stuff. Including claustrophobic areas. Let's just go full first person. Including like a secret, there it is. Yeah! I think I can build that too, right? Man statue, hell yeah. Alright, now I don't remember all of what is down here. I remember it's all, stuff that's like helpful to the cause. So we'll just grab as much as we can. 2 black ox burgers, hell yeah. Stems I'll need to carry out.
That's interesting.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. Yeah, hang on. Oh boy. Alright, that's a lot of the same stuff, so hold on, let me pick up like the smaller... Oh boy. Sticky workers comp, hauling strength, yeah. All like handy things, but... Yeah, I'm gonna be probably stashing a lot of this temporarily. Oh, they actually give you some explosive arrows? Nice. Forgot about that. Yeah, we're gonna have to make a little trip out there and just dump a bunch of this stuff. Yeah. Because we are already preloaded. Alright. Hang on a second. Alright, so... Yeah, just all of this. Like, a lot of this stuff I don't even, like, need right now. I'll get the stems last, but... all of this stuff... And... this stuff, I probably won't even need, like, all of this. Because I borrowed the strategy from Paralyzer on how to best defend. And I think all this stuff is like a good start. And then there's like a couple of other, maybe like mushroom blocks I can grab at home, I think. So here, we'll just stuff as much of this in here as we can. Yeah, just pop you right here real quick. Bunch of you. By a bunch, I mean... not even enough to use up all of my hauling strength. Alright, yeah, we're gonna need some more stems. That's okay, there should be some stuff I can chop down out front. And what we can do here is basically just get all the blueprints laid out, and then I'll worry about, like, all the materials that I need. There's gonna be a bunch. As you can see, there's a lot of area to cover. So like I said, I borrowed this strategy from Paralyzer. Paralyzer also has a lot of great, just general grounded guides. I haven't been checking out any of the stuff he's been doing for Grounded 2. In general, I'm trying not to spoil myself on any Grounded 2 stuff just yet. Then I think it was Crow Feather, right? Well, I guess between Feather and Main Cone, they're both strong. I probably have enough material to make the stronger one, so I guess we can do Pine Cone Roof. Oh, wait. I think it was the corners were the reason why he used some feather stuff. Yeah, hold on. So I think it's like this. Like pine cones for this part. And then crow feather corners? I think? I don't know. It's something like that, but I think I could probably use you, right? That should be fine. I'm probably butchering the strategy here. I thought it was something with crow feathers, like a combination of roof types, but it looks like I can get away with... Oh, oh. Yeah, just all pinecone burr stuff. And basically this on every one of them. And now with like the mixers, I was doing 2 layers of mushroom walls. I shouldn't need 2 layers on every one of these, because what I'm going to be doing Like part of the main strategy that I'm borrowing from Paralyzer is basically filling up this battlefield with like half walls. And just little things to slow them down, give me time to run over to them
Watch it.
and,
Speed
you know,
coming through.
actually defend the place. Because, yeah, it does really just come from all directions. And not all at once. I think it changes depending on both the difficulty and the number of players. So I think as a single player medium difficulty defense, they make it somewhat more manageable by, not throwing a crazy number of things at you. But because I am still just one person running around, it will be helpful to just kind of like cover this place. And especially these little like ramp areas with little half walls so that I can just jump over, attack them, come back up here, see where they're coming from next, and then just keep going. Sorry, give me a minute. I'm going to get this set up on each one of these, build these up, and then just cover this place in half walls, and then we can kick off the final defense. Alright, and presto, here we go. So we got little defensive huts set up around all the little guys, got little walls, different places including the little ramp areas. Probably should have gone for another rest, but I think I'm good. I think I'm just going to wing it from here. Last double check. Yeah, I think there's probably some other stuff I could get that would be helpful, but I mostly want running speed and stamina. That's going to be the main difference from my usual loadout. Gonna be doing a lot of traveling. So, alright. Wendell? We ready to kick this off? Already time.
On it. Go. Let's go.
I could devour a Billy Hog right about now.
Wendell, focus please. One other trick that I may use that I'm gonna borrow from Paralyzer is, since I'm kind of limited as to what I can see, because I'm just a single person running around, is using photo mode to kind of just like be an eagle eye to show me where some activity is. Oh, threat detected. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Oh goodness. Yeah. Alright, where are we? Oh,
Angry insects coming in.
Large horde incoming!
come on. Grateful for at least some assistance, Wendell. No. Come on, stay on.
Large insect incoming! Prepare yourself! Large insect incoming!
Coming in. Heads up! Big bad insect! Defense!
There it is. And the coffee is ready.
I think we've done it! Though the situation did seem rather precarious for a moment there.
Okay, I gotta admit though,
Wonderful work,
of
though.
the
You
2 or
were
3 of these
making
final
excellent
defenses that I've done through the
assistance.
couple of playthroughs that I've
When
had,
you're a little older, of course.
that was like
Now,
the
we just
most
need to
chill.
grab one beginning cell before the orcs return.
Yeah.
How do you like that, Director Spectre?
Sorry, I was kind of cutting him off there. But yeah, that was like the most chill final defense that I've had. Not sure if I did anything else in like my prep that may have influenced how that all went, but yeah, my last 2 defenses were a lot more frantic. Just kind of further emphasizing the point that after beating the infected broodmother, everything else this game's got is just kind of whatever, you know? Let's go grab that beginning cell. And I guess I'll try and tie up a couple of loose ends. Like I said, I'm not really worried about doing the whole 100% playthrough thing. I did that already offline. It's a lot of just fetch quest stuff. Not fetch quest, but like just filling in the blanks. Make sure you got the documents. Make sure you got this and that and collectible whatevers. I already did it. I don't need to do it again. And you don't need to do it to do a New Game Plus. And I'll actually show what that looks like too. Like I'll do the regular ending, and then I'll load up the save, and then I'll show you what New Game Plus looks like. So one thing I appreciate is it's not one of those situations, it's not one of those games that's like, it forces you into New Game Plus once you beat the game. It really is just kind of like a separate decision to make once you're at the final, you know.
Excellent. Cell integrity appears nominal. You might be the best assistant I've ever had, but don't tell Burgle that. He's just looking for an excuse to use that grilling function. Anyway, back to the spacer. Maybe we can get you home before dinner.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just grateful that it's like a separate like thing. Like you can either finish up the story and then just be done with it and load up your save and continue playing that way, or you can go into New Game Plus, which I think this is also the first game I've seen that kind of cleverly makes the New Game Plus feature kind of makes sense within the lore of the world. Because, I mean, in a strictly sci-fi sense, if you look at what we're doing here with this, what he ended up calling raw science, this stuff is the magical MacGuffin thing that allows everything to shrink and all this other stuff to happen. Basically, if you take the logic of what it's doing to its, like, physical, absurd potential, like, well, what could you do? What are the actual, like, limits of condensing this kind of power and, like, actually using it for stuff? And you get into some weird crap, like alternate universes and all that, and that's kind of what New Game Plus is, because you use a device. Actually, you know what, whatever, I'll just go right here. Yeah, I remember showing this off, I think on episode 1, because all of this was locked up, because you had to kind of do a couple of story-specific items. You had to defeat the bosses, and then do the Java-matic defense. Now this is available inside here, is where you activate New Game Plus. Like, you can walk through this door, there's some other stuff you can gather in there before actually activating it. We'll go ahead and show this off after we finish up the story, so let's go do that real quick. Man, I haven't been out this way in so long. And I think we're going to get one more
coming through.
orc attack before everything's done, but it's not anything too ridiculous. Like, we've already been through, like,
Big boy,
the worst of what they got to offer. Yeah. I remember, when I beat this on console, in the middle of my dialogue, like the ending dialogue with, Wendell here, I kept on getting interrupted by orc bugs just coming in and fighting us, so I'm gonna try and make sure we've killed everything before I actually talk to him. But yeah, I guess for now we can just... Here we go. Turn on the spacer and go home. But yeah, before we do that...
We need to talk.
Yeah. Hold on, Wendell. Yeah, come on. But alright, I think we're good. I know it's going to auto-save when I, like, round all this up, but I'm just going to drop my own save here. Alright, Wendell.
Well, here we are, back where it all began. I never thought I'd say this, but it's time to go home. For all of us to go home. For the first time in a long while, I have a good feeling about the future, and it's all because of you. We'd better get you back to your families. I suspect they're worried sick about you.
Well, what about your family?
Perhaps they are worried about me still, but I know that I put them through a lot. I only hope that they know how much I love them. But there's no sense in being so glum. I haven't quite yet reached the end of my road, though there may not be much track left to lay. Now look, all this sad talk has me mixing my metaphors. Don't worry about me. Whatever will be, will be. Thank you for everything that you've done. I'll never forget it.
Virgil here. After our call, would you be interested in taking a short survey on the quality of my service today?
For the last time, Burgle, no! I do not want any more of these confounded follow-up surveys. The answer is adequate. Always adequate.
Oh, come on. I really, again? Alright, now what? I intentionally tried to wait around for you guys to make sure we got you all. He didn't even, like, attack me. Just, like, showing up and screaming at me was enough to end the dialogue. Man. Alright. Let's try that again. I'll just cut to wherever you left off.
For the last time.
Adequate?
Now, listen to me. This is your manager speaking. We're about to fire up the spacer. I need you to keep an eye on the raw science convergence coupling. The last thing we need is an overload spike.
Wait, you are leaving? Have you been dissatisfied with my service?
Don't worry. I'll come back for you when things calm down in the real world. But it may be a while.
Affirmative, Dr. Tully. I will stay behind. Again.
But I need you to keep an eye on things down here while I'm gone. Regional Science Manager Burgle?
Regional Science Manager? But, Dr. Tully, does that mean we will be franchising?
Burgle, this is a big responsibility. In recognition of your work ethic and commitment to outstanding customer service.
Really? My circuits are sizzling, Dr. Tully. Have no fear. Regional Manager Burgle will not let you down.
Congratulations, Manager Burgle.
That's Regional Manager Burgle. Thank you very much.
Indeed it is. This is it, my young friend. When you get home, do me a favor. Don't grow up too fast, will you?
Well, thanks for everything, Dr. Tully.
Oh, for the last time. It should be I who is thanking you. Okay then. Would you do the honors of flipping the switch? For science!
Alright, for science. I thought there was some other dialogue there somewhere about you asking about what he's going to do now that we've, you know, defeated Schmechter, we got his research, we can cure the raisoning. Because if you don't do the Schmechter side quest thing, the dialogue there is a lot more, like, grim and just sort of like, well, let's just do what we can and hope for the best, and he basically just stays a little raisin guy. But, alright, here we go.
And with a flash, that was the end of the tiny adventure of a lifetime. At least that's what the local papers call it. It's hard to believe how much has happened since then. There were reporters, investigators, even the FBI got involved. They tried to keep a lid on all of it, but the whole story came out. About the kidnappings, about the dead teenagers, about Armand. Turns out, everyone did learn the name of Director Dalton Schmechter, just like he always would. But when the dust settled, the weirdest thing happened. People learned the truth about the shrinking technology and about me. It felt good to get the recognition that I had always wanted for all my life. Pete, Willow, Max, and Hoops tried to go back to being normal teenagers. Burgle has joined the Kids Do Science and Robotics Club. He's the mascot, they didn't tell him. I'm expecting big things from all of them. Life's getting back to normal around here. It's funny that the world can still seem so small. And no, I haven't come up with my next big invention. And I don't mind one bit either. Because when it comes down to it, all that really matters is that we make the most of the time that we have together.
Hell yeah. Alright, so how did I actually end up? I know there's a lot of stuff I left incomplete, but I'm not too worried about it. 57 days, huh? Are we at least in the 90s? Hey,
Freaking amazing!
I'll take it. Yeah, find more scabbies. There's a whole bunch of stuff I didn't get, but that's okay. 95% A rankings, not bad for not really focusing on trying to complete everything. Alright, so... Thanks for playing. Yeah. So, obviously I'll still show you the next thing. But, yeah, my final thoughts are basically like, this is just one of the coolest games I've ever played, man. So like I said before, I'm coming from a background in, like, the Souls franchise, and, like, some of the survival games and stuff. And this was just a beautiful merge of a lot of my different interests. And I know this game had come out, like, a long time ago, but I didn't really pay attention to it because, I was like, well, it looks neat, but it looks like, I don't know, there's something about it that, like, didn't immediately make me want to jump on it. Like, maybe it was the art style, maybe it was some other thing where I'm like, oh, it's just like a watered-down Souls game, or it's a watered-down version of these other genres that I like. But having now dug my teeth into it, I can see it actually does all of my interests justice. Like, it is a perfect combo of all the different things I like to play. Alright, so... New Game Plus. Yeah, I kind of semi-spoiled what New Game Plus really is. But like I said, it kind of ties into the lore of the game. In that, yeah, you basically just take the whole concept of whatever raw science is doing to its absurd conclusion. we basically go into another dimension, and the further away from our, like, parent dimension we go, the more weird things get, and that's how you get, like, infused bugs, which are like those super raw science things that I mentioned. But, yeah, go ahead and check some of this stuff out. Research notes, quantum toast, remixer repurposed. First, the bad news. It's become clear that I cannot simply pluck the smooth skin from an alternate dimension's Wendell to replace this horribly raisin sheath. I've been thumbing through the folds of every reality just to find another wrinkled Wendell, only to find him doomed to this very same fate. A sort of cursed concurrent universal parallelism. Work will need to continue to find a suitable vessel to inhabit. The good news, of course, is the remixer is perfectly suited for yoinking other things from this apparent loaf of adjacent dimensions, chiefly toast. Perfect toast. Each of the remixer's output modules have been modified to contain quantum superposition slots for bread. If I'm to spend the remainder of my days down here, I shall spend them without a moment wasted on anything less than perfectly charred bread. In developing unsettling news, I fear the repeated occurrences of this switcheroo is having some compounding effects on space-time in this little corner of the yard. One can't help but wonder if subtle cracks might be forming in the plasma globe, or if it's merely a trick of the light. Could they foretell an existential threat, or an invitation to the unknown? Time will tell if this phenomenon will become a tragic testament to human hubris, or a mirage in the desert of our understanding. The uncertainty lingers, thick like the cartoon scent trail of immaculately toasted bread. That will make slightly more sense later. Or shortly. Yeah, he, in pursuing, a solution to the whole raisining thing, he went to some extreme lengths. Say that. The remixer. Yeah, so what he meant by toast, literally, it's like bread and toast all over this room, including these little toaster slots all over this machine. There's also a couple of collectibles in here, so you can't get a 100% clear until you've come here. So, even if you were just going to finish up the game and not do New Game Plus, coming in here before initiating that final cutscene is still important. There is something in here, like a document or something. There it is. Toasted, yeah. But okay, so here's the thing. When you go into New Game Plus, generally speaking, you don't want to go in until you've actually collected, like, as much stuff as you can in your first playthrough. A lot of stuff's going to be harder in the New Game Plus. Obviously, you want to take care of all your molars. Mostly because, well, there will be new molars in New Game Plus in different locations. The main thing is that that upgrade track actually extends. You get more upgrades. And there is only a set number of molars per, like, New Game cycle. So generally speaking, before you go to New Game Plus, you want to make sure you actually get everything you can in that playthrough before pushing to the next one. There's probably another, like, more official checklist of things that you want to do before going into New Game Plus. I kind of just want to go for it, honestly. Like, yeah, what's this? Do not touch Super Toast. Super Toast? Yeah, we're looking at, like, a tiny galaxy. And, not the greatest containment in this super science nonsense. Let's do it, baby. They give you a good long time to second guess that. The thing you're about to do has big, permanent consequences. If you have any unfinished business in this place... Yeah. No turning back at this point, so let's just do it. Rescue Burgle. Again? Yeah. Science infusions. Yeah, yoked creatures. Oh yeah. Basically, the story is technically over, but like the game and all of its like related consequences of what is all going on here keep going. Now I don't actually know how many new game cycles there are. I know there is like a ceiling on how ridiculous things get. Back again.
Whoa, a rhino beetle! Take a look at that horn!
Well,
This is not gonna be a fun fight.
also this is not normally.
That's a quick little fella.
Oh, look how much more health he has. Goodness. I don't know how much tougher everything is, but things are generally tougher. Like, my setup is still pretty well suited to handle everything here.
That ladybug
Oh.
would be a menace boxing out in the paint.
Yeah, so here we go. Here's our first infused creature. Look at this. So being infused not only gives it a ridiculous health bar, probably damage too, but it's got buffs. I don't know what those are.
Whoa, where are you headed, Ant?
But I kind of want to... Yeah? Okay, good, yeah. It might be a super powerful ladybug, but it is still a ladybug. It's still susceptible to my nonsense. Oof. Whoa, okay. That was one of the mutations it had. Look at that. 3,000 raw science just for beating one of these things. And a new thing here. We'll scan that when we get to the lab. Yeah. These guys will just be showing up randomly. Random bugs will just be infused with raw science. And we can choose to fight them or not. Oh, and, I think we're about to see it here, yeah. When you remix the yard and you come back, your stuff stays. Your, like, structures. So, if you had a nice cool base and you're all like, I don't know, I don't want to, like, push to New Game Plus because I put a lot of time and effort into this. That's totally fine, because it's not going anywhere. Virgil? I think we got a... Oh, well, that's another change. One additional benefit to getting that Scabby upgrade that'll allow me to get a notification when one of those things is nearby. Fusion Crystal. That's another one of those things where I have not gotten far enough into this to actually know what that means, but cool. I just know that New Game Plus is a whole other thing. So we can push further into this if we wanted to, and I kind of do, but I kind of want to do it on my own time because I don't know what to expect.
I've got you, don't worry.
Hey bud, do you remember me?
System reboot in progress. Thanks for the helping hand. I am Burgle, acting science manager for this project. I am also a robot. I am sure this all must be very disorienting for you, but hopefully I can explain. I suspect you were miniaturized by Dr. Tully's spacer device. Log on to the ASL terminal over there and see what is available. Unless you have any other questions, you really should get started finding those happen exponentially.
Okay, I did not rush that dialogue. His dialogue was already just kind of like skipped to the important bits. Even though he doesn't remember me, they kind of just assume like, yeah, you got all the information you need. Just keep going. Just keep going. I appreciate that. It's like it's a fresh playthrough with new stuff going on that also respects your time. And yes, now we can also use the super duper from all of these terminals, so you don't actually need to always come back here if you want to dupe stuff. And this stuff must be incredibly valuable because, my goodness. Also, can we duplicate toast? Yeah, 45. Yeah, that's how you know it's good. When a healing item costs this much to dupe, you know it's good. But also that cost is not going to be that big of a deal going forward. Get a couple more infused creature kills on our belt. Yeah, so we basically just get to keep pushing these. I guess except for these, but that's okay. We'll find more of these around, I'm sure. I guess health, because things are going to be hitting harder. Yeah, sure, why not? And yeah, we got some new stuff. Yeah, yoking station. I'm actually surprised I didn't end up with enough to afford this. I guess this is like a new, not workbench, but it's like a new anvil to create weapons and equipment and stuff. And like I said, New Game Plus has got a whole bunch of new, like crazy, dangerous things to create and fight these more powerful enemies with. So while my build might be kind of overkill for first playthrough, it's going to be pretty inadequate pretty quickly for New Game Plus. Like, I'm going to start facing off against stuff that's really going to give me a problem. But, yeah, we got new recipe, sour katana, jalapeno, the fire hammer, I guess, a spicy hammer, frosted flake, Wrath Slayer, yeah, Purple bundle, and then, cooler still, there are things you can't get to and unlock in the shop until you get to further New Game Plus cycles. Like, it gets, like, eventually, New Game Plus 2, you get a teleporter, the telepody. And you can just teleport all over the yard. Like, this game has some legs, man. You just keep going. And I don't know how good any of this stuff is, but I just love that it's here. But, alright, so we'll sit on that until we can get that upgraded workbench. And then, yeah, from here it's just kind of like, alright, go ahead and, whoops. Go ahead and go get the burgle chips and progress through the story and
thing looks like some real nerd stuff.
just take things at your own pace. Yeah, I guess from here I'll kind of just mess around with stuff on my own time. Oh. Oh, what? Oh. I don't know if I knew these were here. I can't remember if I did anything with this room last time. Right, there's new trinkets that'll drop. They take the shape of these little, like, raw science dooblies. And there's different tiers of them. And they have different, like, random buffs. And I say random, like, really random. Poison resist, yeah. These are cool, but... Finale goo. So I could just get another finale goo. So this must be like the lowest tier because you get like just one little buff. There's another one that gives you 2 buffs and another one that gives you 3 buffs, I think. And I think there's also a feature. Is there still a thing to here? No. I think there's also a feature where you can basically turn your unwanted trinkets into... Can I not break this down? I thought you could like break these down. Oh, swap mode. The D-duper. There it is. Yeah, yeah. So you could just break these down into... some other new thing. D-duper jelly. Sure. I presume we're going to be getting a lot of these, and they're probably all going to be pretty forgettable, so probably going to end up with a lot of this. I think we need to scan this. Okay, so now that we got a bunch of this, also incredibly expensive. Does that have a description? Oh, I can't scan it. Gelatinous concentrate of potential. Effects squeezed from trinkets. Yeah, yeah, so I think you can eventually just gamble on making your own trinkets with that as like the raw resource. That's kind of what that sounds like. But okay. Let's go back home. And I think that'll be
Ants coming through.
nice little way to round out this series. For now, I might come back to this later. Like I said, I'll probably play this more on my own for New Game Plus stuff, just to see what else has changed. I'll maybe submit a little update later, depending on how things go. But man, yeah, one of my favorite games. Easily. Probably come back to this on my own, like, plenty. Of course, I'm looking forward to the second one. Haven't tried that yet. I think, like this one, though, I'll probably wait until they've got, like, the super ultimate, includes all DLCs, final version. It'll probably come out in, like, a year or 2. I don't mind waiting, because there's already a bunch of stuff in my backlog that I need to try and get to. So, that's okay. I guess real quick, while we're here, actually, are there any more infused big bads we can
That tastes really good.
take a stab at? Or chop at? Because this is where Black Ox beetles are supposed to be. Like an infused Black Ox beetle would be kind of sweet. Ow. Glowing? What is that? Hello? Ooh. So here, technically, you're going to be weak to this. Yeah? Oh wow, you're faster too. Look at you. Oh my god, look at your health. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Hot, hot, hot.
Can you not... Wait, 2 infused creatures. Hold on. Hold on. No, 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 no. I didn't sign up for this. I guess I kind of did, but... I will whittle you away slowly if I have to. There we go. Wait, did you heal? Oh, no, no. Getting the health bar off the other guy, too. Oh, are you fighting the Black Ox Beetle? Hell yeah, dude. Let's get him. Wait, what the hell? Oh yeah, you got some fancy new moves too. You just slowed me down. Holy crap. This is like a whole different game now. What the hell is this? Oh man, oh man. Holy crap, what is going on? Oh jeez. Alright, heal up, heal up. Get back on the leaf. Get back on the leaf. Jeez. Yeah, wow, I am very out of my league here. This is actually really awesome. That's so long since something's like really kicked my ass since the infected brood mother. Now there's one down. 3,000. Yeah, yeah. You're almost down too. Thankfully, you're still susceptible to all of my poison nonsense. Science cone, that's a new one. New trinket? Oh wow, that's got 3 things. Summon damage, and it's all random too, so it's not always going to be like great. Imagine getting a triple that has all the stuff you need. That's how ridiculous New Game Pluses can get. Fresh damage up best, I don't know what that means. Reduced fall damage? Or increased fall damage? Oh, fall defense. Hello? Needless to say, yeah, New Game Plus has got a whole host of new exciting nonsense for me to run face first into. Okay. Well, that's gonna basically round up, I think, my first like major conclusion
How many aphids is that?
for this playthrough on this channel anyways. Will I come back later? Maybe for a second playthrough, maybe we'll do something different, or check back in later with some like other new game cycle and I'll show you all the stuff that's changed. But I hope you enjoyed. I had a blast going through this again. This is probably my 3rd full playthrough of the game, and it's still just so good. But I got plenty of other stuff to keep me busy and keep me coming back. So I hope you enjoyed this little journey through Grounded. I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't yet. And I see you next time for whatever future adventures. Oh, wait. Till next time, I'm just going to be chilling here. Take care.